Right, so today I'll be showing you guys how I've edited some of the rivers to actually fit perfectly with what the simulations say they should flow along. First of all, you guys need to understand how the height map works. So here we have a sort of reduced height map of the entire map, and the way this is actually formatted is that height increases all along the gray channel. So it goes from, let's see, for example, up here it's 0 at sea level, and it goes all the way up to about 255 here before it rolls over. And the full data is actually 16 bits. So what actually happens in the full map here is that for viewing purposes outside of grayscale, we normally have it rolls over to, for example, green channel 255, red 0 to green channel 0, red 1 here, and then just keeps increasing. But in any case, this sort of provides a rough estimate of where the height map is flowing. So we have a list of approved ocean pixels here. So basically what will happen is that we take our set of river sources and they will attempt to flow downwards along the steepest path until they can't flow downwards anymore. Then the water will just sort of pool a little bit, and then once it reaches a level where it can overflow into a lower area again, it will continue until eventually it reaches one of these approved pixels. And once it does, it stops. And the problem here is that some of these pixels aren't actually proper ocean pixels. So if we zoom in, we can see, for example, let's see, we can just go through the pixels here and then eventually find something. So if we just start and systematically go through, notice that some of these ocean pixels aren't actually connected to the ocean, which is a problem for our map if we want people to be able to control ships, for example, and sail between contiguous pixels on the map. And if we go through this coastline here with these river pixels, we will eventually be able to find something that is problematic that needs to be fixed. And that's the entire reason we're going through this here. Here's one, for example, right here. This set of two random pixels here is not actually part of the ocean, but was accidentally marked as ocean during the automatic generation of ocean pixels. And so the river ended here. So what we need to do is we need to cut these out so that they're part of the landmass. And then the next time the simulation runs, the rivers will continue all the way to the ocean here. And you basically just continue. There's quite a lot, but I've already fixed most of them out by the time I started recording. So basically just scan along the coastline looking for anything that looks a bit suspicious. Most of the stuff in this area seems to already be mostly okay. Of course, there will be individual pixels that were missed during the generation of the ocean. Just not very many on this part of the map. And for sake of sanity here, I'll also be filling in some of the pixels that aren't being problematic now but could be with a different river source, because eventually the goal is to have water calculated coming from any pixel on the entire map and seeing where it'll go. Alright, and in situations like this, if we're not sure if it's actually some sort of lake below sea level that doesn't quite flow out to the ocean, we can reference back to the height map. And what we see here, once the data actually loads, because the image is quite large, we see here that there actually doesn't appear to be any land blocking the outflow of this small lake. So we can just fill it back in. And then we just continue until all the pixels are filled in. And eventually, the map is in a usable state.